Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this week's An Nur, the Light. As we continue to commemorate Women's Month, it's important to remember that our mothers, sisters, wives and partners should be acknowledged, respected and encouraged to be the best versions of themselves, whatever that may be. Let's go meet a mogul in the making, Dimple Aisha.
Being a creative soul comes naturally to the highly talented Dimple Aisha. Designer, radio presenter, artist and mom are some of the words used to describe her, but this by no means is going to be all.
I'm an African, mother of 3 boys, a Tanzanian wife and a proud African Muslim. I'm a lover of development. Women empowerment, yes, but a bit of mixed feelings, but it's all about social empowerment and more of the local economic development, because there's such an imbalance. But for me, anything that's got to do with humanitarian and social upliftment, that says me, it resonates with Dimple.
The road to success is often filled with obstacles, and navigating these are what makes or breaks an individual. Aisha recognizes her weakness as well as her strength and makes sure to nurture each one of it equally.
The whole course is called the 5 Pillars of Empowerment, and it's a course that's sponsored by Women of Stature and Nedbank. It's a business course, but firstly I think with everything else you have to fix what's within yourself. So we do personal branding and personal mastery with that and with art as well, because you can't empower other people whereas you're not empowered. But sometimes when you're a people's person or you love doing community work, you give up so much of yourself and then you get so drained. Oh, the painting there was amazing because it relieved the child in me. I always thought I'm such a bad artist. Like I say, I've always thought I'm not creative, but the painting, it brought out something in me where you put yourself and just completely forget about the existence of anything and just focus on you and your inner self and your inner feelings and play with that, and actually anything just becomes what you see and what you believe in, and having to pick what you put on your collages, like what resonates with you. What I had in the picture was a splash of paint with all my mixed emotions, the brokenness, the storms of everything in my life were all in that colors. And the wording that came for me was dreams are the whispers of the soul. And half the time I personally felt I gave up on so much of my dreams to leave for certain things, and at that moment I needed my dreams to be the whispers of my soul. So in that painting and in that color, that's where I had my dreams.
Being a radio presenter came quite naturally and allowed Dimple Aisha to create a show where she was able to engage with people from all walks of life.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Common Space. The time is 10 minutes past 10 and I am with my co-host Mamolefe, and missed you guys. So we were asked and approached by Salam Media because we've collaborated with them in their previous campaigns in the township areas, is basically in Attridgeville in Pretoria. So when they approached us, they wanted to have a show, and it kind of sounded very crazy, like I have no radio experience or nothing, and how do you get us on air? So the Common Space was for them to allow everybody to come into the space, and Salam Media allowed us to be diverse as that, where we interview people who are from all diverse angles of South Africa. So it's basically sharing untold stories of everyday people. That's where the show is. My clothing line is about identity of myself, of my inner being, and acknowledging who I am without fail, and accommodating that I'm Muslim. So it's a modest African way, which is more about the stuff that I personally like. With the African kimono, it's sort of wanting something that's easy and light for women. You know, we love jeans, and sometimes we're not properly dressed and you always worry, oh, I'm not covered well enough. And with that, it was just throw over. But now it was something that, like, again, it still had to resonate with the identity of me being an African Muslim, but also the love of either Western or Indian fashion fabric, because I love fabric. So it doesn't matter which fabric it is. So putting it together with that, with harem clothing, was to say we're embracing all identities. So we're doing that. So the Afri kimono was blending it all together and saying we're modest, we're African, and the kimono is going to be all diverse.
No person gets to where they are without the support of family and friends, and Dimple Aisha can count on hers to be there whenever she needs them.
Having my hands in different pies is for me to have an impact in life. I think that's the biggest thing for me. And being a Muslim, I struggled a lot with my self-esteem, with myself as a person, because I come from Lesotho. It's a very small country, and I've always been black, and there was nothing wrong with that. You know, I never had to validate myself or affirm myself in a community, and then I moved full-time to South Africa. Yeah, then there's race and all that, and then I became Muslim, and that was like the highlight of it, where race was really an issue. And I always had to have my fences up and defend myself, which was emotionally draining. So me being part of certain projects that I've been in was for me to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to prove myself, and show people that as a black person, as a Muslim, I am South African. You know, because even the black people, when they see you, they think, oh, you're a foreigner, and they speak about you and assume you can't hear. But it's just to raise awareness to the people that there are black South African Muslims living amongst us, and also that you can be black and want to be something and want to be a change maker and do all that. So that what drives me to do most of the stuff that I do.
In order to live fulfilled lives, we often stretch ourselves to the limit and sometimes even beyond. This is okay if we are able to replenish what we expend in meaningful ways. As Dimple Aisha is finding it, it takes a lot to attain the empire you're looking for, but with hard work, anything is possible.
And there you see it for yourselves, another young Muslim woman who is